In the golden age of motorsport, one name towered above all others: Juan Manuel Fangio. The Argentine Maestro, who dominated Formula One in its earliest days, remains a benchmark of excellence and grace on the track. With 5 world championships, the third most in history, and a staggering win percentage of 47%, Fangio's legacy is unrivaled. Born on June 24, 1911, in Balcarce, Argentina, Fangio grew up in modest surroundings. As a teenager, his fascination with cars led him to become a mechanic, but his true calling was racing. Starting in local endurance races like the legendary Turismo Carretera, he built his racing career from the ground up, quite literally, competing in many more grueling long-distance races across South America. Fangio quickly earned a reputation for mechanical insight and an almost mystical ability to preserve his car while pushing it to the limit. These races tested not only his skill, but his endurance, traits that would define his career. Fangio's Formula One career began in 1950, and he quickly established himself as a force of nature. Over the next 8 seasons, he claimed 5 world championships with 4 different teams, a record that stood unbroken for nearly half a century. But it was his remarkable win percentage, nearly half of all races he entered, that sets him apart in the annals of motorsport. Switching between manufacturers with ease, Fangio elevated every team he joined. His ability to adapt to different cars and extract maximum performance was unparalleled. Fangio's performance at the Nürburgring remains a masterpiece of racing, chasing down rivals, shaving seconds off his lap times, and cementing his reputation as the Maestro of Formula One. His victory at the Nürburgring is often hailed as the greatest drive in F1 history. With unmatched precision, Fangio clawed back from a massive deficit to overtake the leaders on the final lap. Moments like these proved why he was more than a champion. He was the greatest pure driver Formula One had ever seen. Fangio's fame extended beyond the racetrack, making him a symbol of excellence. But in February 1958, his status as a global icon made him a target. While in Cuba for a non-championship race, Fangio was kidnapped by Fidel Castro's 26th of July movement. The rebels held Fangio as a political statement against the Batista regime. Yet, the ordeal revealed his remarkable composure. Treated respectfully by his captors, Fangio later remarked that they simply had their cause. Released unharmed after 29 hours, Fangio even befriended his kidnappers, turning a potentially traumatic event into another testament to his character. Fangio retired in 1958, but his legacy only grew. His achievements, 5 titles, wins with 4 different teams, and the highest win percentage in Formula One history, cemented him as a living legend. His humility and sportsmanship inspired generations of drivers. He set the standard for what it means to be a champion: dedication, precision, and respect for the sport. To this day, Fangio is revered as the epitome of racing excellence, a man who defined an era with elegance and unyielding determination. Juan Manuel Fangio was more than a driver. He was a maestro, a pioneer, and a legend who defined an era. The roads he conquered remain his stage, and his spirit drives on in every champion who dares to follow in his tire tracks. Join us next time as we dive into the thrilling and often tragic tales of motorsport legends, exploring the stories that defined an era and the drivers who dared to dream.